Hello everyone, Bashar here. So, with patch 021 well on its way, I have decided to pick up the Back to Basics series. And so, no hate, right? Let me just warn you straight up. This is a very simple video meant for mostly beginners. So, if you believe that sort of stuff is beneath you, just skip this video, right? There is no reason for spewing hate. All right, so guys, in this video I wanted to talk to you about support gems, right? And you could say it's just very simple support gems. What's the big deal, right? And yeah, it is very simple, but what I'm trying to do is, guys, I'm trying to turn the channel into a bit of an encyclopedia for Path of Exile 2, right? I just wanna have videos on everything, and chances are you could maybe learn a thing or two in the video. So yeah, let's get to it. So guys, support gems are stuff that you put to support your skills. Obviously they make them stronger, or they change the way they operate, right, etc. Right? There are three kinds. There are the green ones, well, there are the red ones, there are the green ones, and there are the blue ones, right? There are no support gems other than these, right, with these colors. So red gems are relatives of strength, right, strength related stuff. Green ones are dexterity related, and blue ones are, let me just put the D&D mode on. Blue ones are intelligence related. So guys, you can see here at the top. So guys, how is that number decided? It's very simple. Every 5 points of strength allows you to use a red gem, right? Every 5 points of dexterity allows you to use a green gem, and every 5 points of intelligence allows you to use a blue gem. And we can tell my stats by taking a look at here, right? I will have 90 to 94 strength, right? Because if I had 95 strength, I would have 19 capacity, right? If I had 89 strength, I would have 17 capacity, right? And whole numbers are taken into account, integers are, right, rounded down. So my dexterity is somewhere between 205 and 209, and my intelligence is somewhere between 160 and 164, right? As you can see, they are on point. So guys, are there any other requirements for using support gems? There are, right? So for some of them there aren't, right? They can be as simple as these, right? +5 strength requirement, that's it. Doesn't do anything, right? And that's this one here, right? So it doesn't do anything else. But it could, right? So for example, it could also bring a cost multiplier alongside with it, which means the item's cost, whatever it is, will be increased by a 30%, right? And then we have this one that is another 20% increase. And let's take a look at this, guys. 49 mana, right? And the end cost is 76 mana. I have something that turns, I believe it's Tangle Tongue. Okay. Did I screw the build now? I did, right? Okay, it doesn't work that way, sadly. Okay, I did miss stuff up. Okay, so it goes up to 76. They are multiplicative with each other, right? So which means the cost will get multiplied. Let me try it here. Display capture. So guys, 49 is the skills mana cost. We have a 30% increase from premeditation, and we have a 20% increase from murderous intent. So 49 times 1.3, which is a 30% increase, right? And then we do another 20% increase, and it adds up to 76.44, and that gets rounded down as well. So our cost is 76, right? As I said, Tangle Tongue turns 10% of my cost into life. That's why it's not 76. It's normally 76, right? And these could make cost up by a lot, right? I mean, if you are using multiple multiplicative stuff, like I do have here, right? I have 4 things that are multiplicative, so the lightning spears cost is going to be hefty, right? 120%. So these are not additive, guys. I do have a video on it. So the cost is not increased by 20%, 30%, 20%, and 20%. The cost is not increased by 90%, right? It will be multiplicative. Let's get to it again. So lightning spear's cost is 49 mana. So 49 times 1.3 times 1.2 times 1.2 times 1.2. 110 mana. Yep, 100 mana, 10 life, 110 mana. As you can see, they are multiplicative. So if you use, 5 multiplicative thingies, the cost can go insane, right? And of course, these vary: 130, 135, 115. They vary, right? But as I said, not all of them have that cost multiplier. As you can see, in Wind Dancer, I have 3 things, and of course, Wind Dancer's cost doesn't go up because Wind Dancer doesn't have a cost. It just reserves mana, but it just reserves spirit. But if it was a skill that costed mana, it would have been amplified. So guys, are there any other costs, right? So each gem comes with an attribute requirement, right? And also they can have cost multipliers, which increase the cost multiplicatively. The final cost can be in spirit reserving gems. You can have stuff that can increase the spirit reservation cost, but emphasis on can and doesn't have to, right? So it can be a regular support gem like this. 5 dexterity, it's a green gem. 120% cost multiplier, it's a permanent buff, so we don't care about that, right? Plus 5 strength, but also, let me see if I have them here. Okay, I don't have it here. I do have them here, of course. So guys, these stuff require the attributes. So guys, the attributes are always a thing, right? So if you put 1 blue gem in, that will ask you for 5 intelligence. So if you are barely using your blue gems, right, and you want to put another in, then you will need 5 more intelligence, right? I mean, of course, it doesn't have to be 5, right? You could have 84 and just 1 would be enough, but multiples of 5, right? It would require you to reach another multiple of 5, right? Always, no matter what it does. But also these stuff can also reserve additional spirit. So guys, so this is a bit of a cheat move. This is an implicit skill that is being granted to me by Sacred Flame, and therefore the stuff I put in there doesn't reserve spirit. But if I was putting these in my regular stuff like Herald of Thunder, Wind Dancer, Combat Frenzy, Ghost Dance, Cast on Critical, if I was putting them in there, right, they would reserve spirit. And take a look at them, right? They also vary in cost. So for example, Cannibalism reserves 15 spirit, Clarity reserves 10, Precision reserves 10, Herbalism reserves 15. There are some, there is one that increases the damage of Heralds that reserves 20, right? Let me find one. Okay, let's say Herald of Thunder. Let's say Spirit. So mana regen, increase accuracy, life regen, life per kill, right? Or there are other stuff, right? For example, less ignite duration, less shock duration, less freeze duration, that kind of stuff, right? Increase thorns, increase minion damage, gain spell damage while you are on full energy shield or something like that. Yeah, mysticism, right? These all are spirit reservation stuff. So if you have an implicit that can take these in, then you can put those in for 0 cost, right? But if you are putting them in actual skills, you will have to bear this spirit cost. There are no tricks to circumvent that, right? So, and the final thing that I should be talking about is maybe the first thing I should be talking about. This is pretty simple again, right? But I don't want the video to be complete. So guys, support gems come in 3 tiers, right? As you can see, tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3, and they have a bit of a different frame, so to speak, compared to regular skill gems and support gems. So skill gems, for example, have this equator sort of thing that goes through the middle, right? Skill gems have these top right, bottom left corner thingies, and support gems have a thing in the top right, right? So you can tell them apart. It's not very easy, of course, they are not very big, but there is that. So support gems come in 3 tiers: support gem 1, right, 2, or 3. And so support gems 3 is strictly better than support gem 2, and support gem 2 is strictly better than support gem 1. There is no reason that you should be trading for tier 1s, because you can cut tier 3 support gems for tier 3 supports, or tier 2 supports, or tier 1 supports. They do not require any level whatsoever. GGG thought the cost multiplier and the requirement of the skill would be enough. I guess they weren't very wrong. So guys, it doesn't require any skills. So for example, you are starting at Wink, right? You want to do, let's say, Chaos Mastery for your Essence Train, which is a level 3 support, and you can do it whenever you can do Essence Train, right? It's that easy. So you can buy a level 3 support gem from someone. These are very cheap, not even 1 exalted, and you can do them. So for example, when you are starting a new character, guys, you don't have to get, I don't know, like 12 tier 1 support gems, 8 tier 2, and 15 tier 3. You can just buy as many tier 3 as you need, and you can do them, right? No level requirement, nothing whatsoever. And these are plenty, right? I mean, you will find enough always, right? So for example, I'm down to something like 20, as you can see. At this point, at some point when I get low, I just turn them on at the filter. I pick up like 15 or something, then I turn them off again, because they clutter, right? They are not a very good sale. So I don't want to buy it from others, because it can give you some grief. They do not reply, whatever. That's why I pick them up. So that's about it for support gems, guys. It's a simple subject, but yeah, I wanted to go over it. Is there anything else to say? I don't think so. I mean, the number of support gems that you can use on a skill is dictated by the number of sockets it has, and the number of sockets can be increased by using the jeweler's orbs. They were cumulatively these days, right? They have been buffed. So for example, guys, you don't have to open a 3rd socket, then a 4th socket, then a 5th socket. You can just get a perfect one and open 5 sockets all together. And if you have been distant from the game for a while, the drop rates have been increased on the greater and perfect, right? Even greaters are worth nothing these days. They are not even worth 1 exalted. They are like 1/10 of an exalted or something, right? They are worthless. And the perfect ones are like almost 1/10 of a divine, 40-50 exalted. They are very cheap. So when you are leveling your twink, you can just start out with 4 sockets. They are dirt cheap. So yeah, that's about it, and I will see you in the next simple video, and bye bye.